What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, now the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion, superstar boxer who is widely considered and acknowledged as the number one best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford is 40 wins, no losses, no draws, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. He calls out four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, and is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, that being superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is now 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Now, they're both coming off 2 victories. Terence Crawford, he defeated and dominated and stopped the biggest challenge of his career in then former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the Truth Spence Jr., who is now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. Earl Spence Jr. is 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Errol Spence Jr. was the biggest challenge, the biggest marquee fight, the biggest lucrative fight of Terence Crawford's career, and it was a legacy fight because Terence Crawford had the opportunity in which he achieved to become undisputed, the first male to be undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. And he did so in dominant fashion. Dropped Errol Spence in the 2nd round, twice in the 7th, and then stopped him in the 9th. With that said, Terence Crawford gained a lot of momentum. And everybody wants to know what's next. Although Errol Spence is rightfully in position to demand a rematch within 30 working business days to face off against Terence Crawford in an immediate rematch, which he activated, not many people are calling to see the rematch. Not many people want to see or intrigued to see the rematch. They want to see Terence Crawford in new endeavors. They want to see him in a new challenge with a new face. It's almost like been there, done that. Well, it is. Been there, done that with Errol Spence, and not many people believe Errol Spence can make a big enough change and adjustment to be successful in the rematch, seeing as though Terence Crawford was better in every aspect of the fight. With that said, Terence Crawford initially stated that he had a ceiling of weight classes he wanted to jump. Now, he started his career at 130, became a champion 135, 140, and 147. And he stated that 154, junior middleweight, was the highest that he would go in weight. And he said that he had understood that he can't beat everybody in his weight classes for a reason. And then he stated, but you know what? I could beat Canelo Alvarez at 168. First of all, he said that he wanted to have a catch weight of 160. But then he realized, he said, you know what? I'll fight Canelo Alvarez at 168. It really doesn't matter. I believe I'm a better skilled athlete. I have faster hands, faster feet, and I have power. Longer arms. I'm taller than he is. He's not a natural super middleweight. And so he then sets his sights on Canelo Alvarez, to which Canelo Alvarez was asked about this, and Canelo Alvarez quickly shot it down as Canelo Alvarez stated, I get nothing and I win nothing by fighting and beating Terence Crawford. Obviously, he believes he could beat him. And so Terence Crawford is now calling out Canelo Alvarez once again, as Terence Crawford stated that after Canelo Alvarez beat his 19th world champion last Saturday, September 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he defeated and dominated junior middleweight, 3-time world champion, former undisputed junior middleweight world champion, now the reigning unified junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jermell Ironman Charlo, who is Jermell Charlo is now 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 5'11.5" with a 73.5-inch arm reach. He only fights one weight class above Terence Crawford at 154. But there's weight classes for a reason. There's a limitation. But Canelo Alvarez has jumped multiple weight classes and achieved so. Why can't Terence Crawford? It has been done in the past. that fighters have jumped up what is considered to be 21 pounds for Terence Crawford from 147 to 168. Roy Jones Jr., who is a legend, who is a great, he jumped up from 175 to heavyweight, 200. Okay, 200 pounds. He had to be over 200 pounds, which Roy Jones came in about 202 pounds. He had to register at over 200 pounds, 200 to over 200 pounds. He jumped up from 175 to 202, which is 27 pounds. Roy Jones jumped. And he beat the champion John Ruiz for his title to become a heavyweight world champion. He is the first and only fighter to fight from junior middleweight 154 and become a world champion at heavyweight. So Roy Jones has achieved that. That's 27 pounds. Why? Roy Jones was the quicker, more athletic, twitchy fighter, and he had respectable power. Okay? So he was able to beat John Ruiz. Now, I'm going to do a full video on that, right? Nonetheless, Terence Crawford jumped up 21 pounds. Well, Canelo Alvarez, he jumped up from 160 to 175, 15 pounds, 6 pounds less. Okay? And he challenged Sergey Crusher Kovalev, who was much bigger than he was. Okay, Sergey Kovalev is at 6 feet tall with a 75-inch arm reach, fights at 175 and weighs about 188 the night of the fight. Okay, and he was the WBO champion at one point in time, ruled the light heavyweight division. Canelo Alvarez, after beating Danny Jacobs for the unification bout, instead of fighting Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade for undisputed, he jumped up from 160 to 175 to challenge Sergey Crusher Kovalev, daring to be great. And he got credit for beating Kovalev, although he was getting outboxed the entire night and the size difference was enormous. Okay? But yet he got credit for doing it. So it can be done. So with that said, Terence Crawford calls out Canelo Alvarez again for continuously saying now Terence Crawford is not part of the plans. What's part of the plans? There's reports that he could fight Carlos Adames, who never won a world title, not a world champion, has a loss on his record, and not even considered the best fighter nor top 4 in his division. Okay? But yet, he won't fight what's considered the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, and Terence Crawford is not in the plans because Terence Crawford is daring to be great. He's fought smaller guys in the past. He fought Amir Khan, who jumped up from 147. Amir Khan was chinny. He got knocked out at 135. 140 and 147 and was chinny. And he didn't mind fighting Amir Khan, who jumped from 147 to 160 to fight him. When there was other big fights at 160 for Canelo Alvarez to fight. It's strategy. Strategic. Okay? So with that said, he also fought Jermell Charlo, jumped up 2 weight classes. Now, as he stated, Jermell Charlo, physical stature, 5'11.5" with a 73.5-inch arm reach, just a naturally bigger guy who's bigger than Canelo. As Canelo says, he's bigger than me. Well, he still fought 2 weight classes below you. Terence Crawford is essentially bigger than Canelo Alvarez. He's slightly taller. He has longer arms than Jermell Charlo. He has a wiry frame. So why not fight Terence Crawford? Why is he not in the plans when he's considered the best fighter in the world? Right? So with that said, Terence Crawford responds and says, isn't it funny how Canelo Alvarez agreed to fight against Errol Spence in a catchweight? Now, there was conversations for Canelo Alvarez to fight Errol Spence for $55 million at a catchweight of 164. And he was on board with that. And now Terence Crawford is saying, isn't it funny that he was on board with fighting Errol Spence, who I just beat and dominated, but he's not interested in fighting me because he says I'm too small. But at the same token, he never said Amir Khan was too small. And Amir Khan was chinny. He wasn't considered the best fighter in the world. He'd been knocked out multiple times. So why would you fight Amir Khan and not fight Terence Crawford? And Terence Crawford is considered the best fighter in the world. Amir Khan was considered nowhere near that. And you was willing to fight Errol Spence at a catchweight. So Terence Crawford closes it out by saying, He was going to fight Errol Spencer to catch weight, but he don't want to fight me, which would be a much bigger fight than him and Amir Khan, or him and Jamel Charlo, because Terence Crawford is widely acknowledged as the best fighter in the world. So Terence Crawford said, it don't matter anyway, because I'm willing to come to 168. So let's make it happen. Let's see if Canelo Alvarez is willing to make it happen. It only makes sense. If you're not going to fight, the only fight that logically makes more sense than fighting Terence Crawford would be David Benavidez, who was the boogeyman in that division and considered the best super middleweight in the world before Canelo Alvarez decided to make it his home, or Demetrius Andrade, if he beats David Benavidez November 25th, that would make more sense. Other than that, that's a huge fight for his legacy. And it would be the 20th world champion he beat in his career. He beat Terence Crawford. You count beating world champions like Amir Khan as one of the 19 champions you beat. But Terence Crawford, you won't get no credit for it. You're chasing Floyd Mayweather's record of beating 23 world champions, the most in history, in a short period of time. And you count one of those 19 as Amir Khan. But you won't fight Terence Crawford, who knocked out Amir Khan and is a world champion and considered the best fighter of his era, because it's a style matchup problem. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.